Hi guys! Welcome to our podcast. My name is Pateka.
My name is Saha.
And we're here to yap, and thank you for being here to listen. So, are we cheersing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cheers. Oh my god, your
Look,
glass.
Pateka got me this glass.
It's her personality in a glass. Like,
Yeah.
quite literally. In case you guys can't tell, she likes pink. In case you couldn't tell. So.
But I mean, today I'm wearing brown for my Shayla.
Oh, you're wearing brown for me?
Yeah. Actually, I think you should wear these.
Romance is not dead. Romance is not dead.
Yeah.
What's been bothering you this week, my love?
Fuck. Guys, what's bothering me right now is there's helicopters outside of our house.
They're making so much noise. I'm so sorry if you can hear them, by the way. Hopefully you cannot. But
yeah,
if you can, just bear with us. We'll try be loud. We'll try.
Someone's son is on the run. So.
Oh, you know, it's probably the police because they're doing the swirling thing.
Yeah. Do I make it deep? You know what? You know, for today,
Gonna keep it light.
gonna keep it light. It's the fucking helicopters, mate.
Cool.
What about you, darling? We make space.
Human beings have been bothering me this week. Unreliable, self-serving human beings have been bothering me this week. You look confused.
I am confused.
You know, guys, in this life, they always tell you it takes a village to do many things. Filmmaking is one of those things that take a village. Creating projects, all of these things take a village. But sometimes that village aren't all on the same page. Sometimes the village members want to abandon you. Sometimes the village members want to do their own thing. Sometimes the village members ignore your text messages. Sometimes the village members commit to doing something and then they abandon it. Sometimes the village members are more focused on other opportunities, which, like, fair enough, but, like, could said village members communicate better?
Ding. Yes, village members could definitely communicate better.
That's what's bothering me this week because, like, I think the thing that bothers me when people are unreliable is that, like, I always think about the fact that I would never do that to them. I would never do that. Like, I take my commitments so seriously, whether it's paid or unpaid. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I am going to do that thing. So I just don't understand how everyone's not on that wavelength. It perplexes me. It genuinely perplexes me. So that's what's been bothering me this week.
I'm sorry, my Shayla.
That's fine.
Just know that the more tougher the situation in the road, the outcome and the destination is sweeter. Yeah. So keep going.
We'll see, girl. We will see. But speaking of villages and complicated people, our topic of this week is, I guess, friendship. And like what it's been like for us reestablishing or continuing to build friendships having moved overseas. Different highs and lows we've experienced, things that bother us about friendships, or rather the attempt to make friends here. You get the vibes. What was it like for you making friends coming here? Actually, what was your, like, did you want to make friends when you got here? Or were you like, I'm cool with the people in my life, I don't need more people? Or were you like, I need community? Like, what was that like? Or was it just not a priority for you?
See, it was interesting. One thing I'm really blessed in this life, if I'm not blessed in other areas of my life, is my work and my family and friends. I have a lot of friends who I love a lot, and I also have a lot of friends who are like distant and stuff, which is also really nice. When I came here, I already had like, because of social media, I already had like my LA girlies and stuff like that, that I relied on a lot and who I love a lot, and same with them, they rely on me and love me a lot. I didn't even get, because like I said from our previous podcast, you would understand that I came here within like the space of what, like 4 weeks I found out I was coming to Chapman, then I dipped from London. I basically was okay with the friendships I had already, but I obviously wanted more, like, you know what I mean? Like, it, because they're my Iranian friends, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't stick to my Iranian community. The community is bigger than people that come from the same place as you or speak the language as you.
Yeah.
I think community is so much bigger than that. But because the Woman Life Freedom movement happened, I didn't have the capacity to think like properly of what friendships I needed. All I knew is that things would work out.
Yeah.
And the people I needed would like gravitate towards me. The thing that I didn't like is that I in general know people gravitate towards me a lot. Sometimes the wrong people gravitate towards me.
That part.
That was the big problem for me, is like, how do I get these people out of my way without being rude? Like, so I wasn't worried, but I was worried about bringing in the wrong people, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. I should have been worried about that. I should have had a little bit more caution, discernment, etc. I was not worried about that, but we live and we learn. Come a little bit closer. Let me hold you, baby. I will be good to you. Every try.
You know the guy that sings to that goat and the goat goes like this?
What meme are you referring?
You don't see the white guy that sings to the goat and the goat goes like this when he's singing?
No.
I'm the goat.
Okay. Well.
You know what? You've thank you for giving me the space to be weird. Actually, thank you to both of us giving space to be weird. Because sometimes I won't do things because I don't want to be weird and I don't want to be in her space. And she's like, "Why didn't you do this?" And I'm like, "Because I didn't want to come off weird." But she wants me to be weird. I'm like, "Great.
I just want you to be yourself. Be who you are for your pride." Okay. Let's be a bit more serious. Yeah. It's not a serious day, is it? I'm fighting for my life. Okay. Yeah, friends. Okay, well, I love what you said in terms of like your POV. I think I was very different. Maybe because I was younger than you were when I got here. But basically, when I came here, I wanted to make friends. I was like 21 when I moved here. I was new to this, living in this country. I visited this country before, new to the city, etc. And I don't want to say it was my focus, but I definitely did want that to happen, because when I moved from Johannesburg to Cape Town, right, I literally met my best friend within the first week of being there. Literally within the first day of moving into university accommodation, I met her, and it was just so easy. Also, context, I did move there with friends I already had from high school, like in Cape Town. But like my friendship with her was brand new, and even still I found that literally as soon as I got there. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be chill. I'm gonna move here, I'm gonna meet another bestie, not to replace my bestie because you're irreplaceable, but like someone who I can do life with, you know what I mean? Yeah, that was not the case.
You found it eventually.
Yes,
but not in the first half of
we learned lessons. And I think for me, the lesson I always impart to people when they ask me about like starting over, starting new lives in new cities, etc., is like, don't rush the process. Like, it is okay to be uncomfortable in the beginning. And I just wish someone had told me that, because I think I underestimated just how uncomfortable it would be. Like, people don't friendship the same across different cultures, different cities, different nations, different continents. You know what I mean? And like, it takes an adjustment period. The fact that you are studying the same thing around the same age is not enough to build a friendship. Like, common interests aren't enough sometimes. Sometimes it takes time for you to bridge the gap between like, oh, how do people express affection here? What are boundaries people have here? Like, people don't really hang out in people's houses this side the way that they did at home. So like, it takes longer to build like those third spaces with friends, and therefore it takes longer to actually get to know people beyond their surface level. And it definitely took me a minute to learn that.
Yeah. It's very different. Los Angeles.
Southern California in general.
When did you think, like, how long did it take for you to be like, okay, things are picking up, like things are getting better?
Maybe around the summer after my first year is when I started to become comfortable with the fact that I was not like where I needed to be as yet. You know what I mean? Okay, so like my first year, I think I went through a period of like just being like frustrated, making people that I thought were friends, but they were not friends, and it was just a bit messy. And then after all of that, I came to the realization that it's okay for this to take time, because I know what kind of love I can give and I want to receive. So I think that realization only came like in the middle of like maybe the summer after my first year. As well, I started spending more time in like LA and not just in Orange, and I started like
important.
investing more in like things that I was interested in, and like spending more time with my LA friends, or like the people that were becoming my LA friends. And that definitely helped me as well, just like mental health wise and loneliness wise. And that gave me the space to then take my time with establishing friends more in the school space. Like it was like if we're gonna be close, we're gonna be close. If we're not, it's fine, but that's not gonna like make or break me. And then I'd say like in my second year, definitely, I think my second year of my master's program is when I was like finding my friends that I'm comfortable with, being more content with myself and my journey. And like I just wasn't as desperate, you know what I mean? By the time I reached my second year, I was just like I had an open-handed approach towards friendship more, whereas I feel like in my first year it was more like grasping, you know? What about you? When did you, because you said that you didn't have the brain capacity when you initially moved here to, I guess, pursue friendship, but you've obviously made new friends having moved here and stuff. So when did you say you became more open to being vulnerable with new people?
I'm really good. I don't know why I'm really good at it. Like, I'm really good at finding my people, or like maybe God's just blessed me in that area. Like, I don't think I went through the same things you went through.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I'm saying. Do you remember my point was like I also attracted bad people, to the point where I had to filter those people out.
Tell us
That
about
was
that.
really hard.
Spill the tea. Who are these bad people? Entertain us.
You see Nepo babies, yeah? I'm joking. The institution she used to go to, I'm basically done with. Let's just say we used to go to this institution.
Almost graduation.
No.
Guys, by the time we're filming this, her graduation is in what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks.
Hold on.
3 weeks.
This girl had messaged me on Facebook like ages ago because when you first get into the university, they kind of want to add you to like, so if I got in April, no, sorry, I got in March.
Yeah.
So they added us to like a Facebook chat. And someone from the Facebook group chat messaged me in April saying, hey, like, do you want to get like a house together? You seem really cool, da 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 da. And they seemed cool as well. But then I ignored their messages because I was like, I'm not going to this university, I don't have money. And then when I finally got the scholarship 4 weeks before, I was like, shit, I gotta find a fucking house. And this shit's expensive. But we managed to find somewhere with that same girl and another girl, which this one was also friends with. Fucking weirdo. Let's just say my first year I lived with 2 weirdos. One of them, she like, you were also kind of friends with in the beginning, but turned out to be an absolute weirdo, psychopath. The other one that messaged me to move in with them, they really clinged on to me when I was there, and they had some mental health issues that they hadn't addressed, and they weren't taking medication for it. So a lot of things, she would have a lot of I guess episodes, and she would cry a lot. She would like be very loud. She would always invade my space. On top of that, I don't think this girl washed her pits. I do not think this girl washed her pits. They stank. And at one point she came into my room, I will never forget. And being an Iranian, okay, a lot of you know we have a lot of this thing called tarof, which is like, oh no, it's okay, you have it. Like, it's just like you want the other person to be
beating
happy.
around the bush, being very soft in your approach with things.
Yeah, because you just want to give. Like,
yeah.
So this person, like, imagine the pillow is here, and this pit is like leaning on my favorite pillow. When she left the room, that edge of the pillow stank. Off! I wanted to scream. Or like, for example, her boyfriend, like, this is in the first 2 days I met her. Her boyfriend had like called her and tried to break up with her or something, and she came into my room screaming and crying on the floor. By the way, she has like the worst cry I've ever heard in my life. It's not a good cry. It sounds like some type of dying animal. Let's just say. I'm very honest. It's okay. Bro, I just met you. Well, what am I supposed to do with all of this? Like, relax. And it's like, it was just so overwhelming, and this person really wanted to take up all my time, and she didn't like the fact that I wouldn't give her attention when I needed space. Like, the Woman Life Freedom Movement was just happened. My friends and my family were going through it on the ground.
Yeah.
people here were going through it. I was far from my family for the first fucking time, like during this like crazy time in Iran. And you want me to give you attention? I'm sorry, the first person I'm going to call or think about is my family and maybe my best friend. Yeah, 100% my best friend and my family, not you. Like, and I literally told her this. I was like, you're on the bottom of my list. I literally... No, because people need to know their place in my life. Don't think we met the other day, now we're besties, friends for life, hee hee ha ha.
She said bottom of the list, San.
No, wallah, because no, listen to me. You'd say that too. If imagine, I just wish you were there to see all of it. Every day invading space, every day expecting things, being up in my pants, taking my food, like literally, and not, sometimes being sneaky about it, taking my oil, like no, imagine Masalan Haram. She came from a wealthy background. My fucking scholarship ass. You're taking my shit. Go ask your mommy to send you money, my girl. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm trying to think. This after Christmas, I stopped being friends with her because I was like, I went home. I was like, also I would lock my door because I didn't trust this girl. So anyway, her boyfriend came over for a drink spring. They would have sex, and I literally could hear the position they were in because it was so loud. The point I'm making is that I had to filter people like this out my life. This wasn't the first one. There was another one also who clinged on to me and would get jealous, and would act out by being fucking messy and rude and racist. I just think that was her personality. I just don't know if she knew better. And I think it get a bit overwhelming and scary. And I think one thing I learned is that it's okay to not be close friends with everyone that really likes you.
That part.
It's okay to like keep people at a distance, because unfortunately, like, we're not superheroes, we're not superwomen. Like, we can only manage so many people, because at the end of the day, you have to give your friends a decent amount of attention and care, right?
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to give 20 plus friends that? I can't do that.
You can't. This is why I've also never understood people who genuinely have like a lot of close friends. I can understand having a lot of acquaintances, but I just don't understand having a lot of close friends, because like, how is there enough of you to spread around? My goodness, like there's a lot to manage. And my Inga would call me out if she heard me saying this, because she thinks I have a lot of friends. I don't think I have a lot of friends. I think I just have friends in different parts of the world, which obviously becomes easier to manage. Like, you have a group of friends in the city, a group of friends in the city, you get what I mean? Yeah. And even in each city, you maybe have like a smaller, tighter circle of like very close friends within that space, which is much easier to manage. And even still, like, managing long distance friendship is another chat that we can actually just get into. So, what's it been like for you managing your friendships long distance? Close friendships is what we're talking about also. Like, it's not every friend, obviously, that we have to FaceTime every week. But, yeah.
Like, obviously my best friend is different. That's my priority. But, like, my other friends in London, like my other girlies, it's... Some of them have moved from London, some of them are still there. Some of them I'm trying to continue, like, working with, because especially, like, a lot of my friends who I'm close with, we ended up becoming close because we work with each other as well.
Yeah.
So it's trying to keep our work going, but our friendship going, like, which one is the work call, which one is the friendship call. Like, for example, my friend, bless her, she went to Spain, and now she's moving back to London, and she's trying to basically figure out what to do. And I heard her kind of like talk about how hard it's been for her trying to figure out like career stuff. Yeah. And I remember she told me that she called one of her other friends to talk about it, and she was getting really emotional about it, and I just felt so bad that I just haven't called more, and I'd started like feeling really bad. But then I was just like, I'm one person. If I could, I would. Like, if I had the time, I really would. Like, I think the one thing that makes me guilty, it's not about the friendships, it's more about the family in Iran, because it's like, yes, I have to call friends and family in London, but I also have to remember to call friends and family in Iran. And I think that becomes really difficult.
What's the time difference?
It's similar with London. I think it's 3 hours ahead of London.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably like an hour or two off the time zone in Johannesburg.
Yeah. So usually I would call Iran first at night, then I'll call London. Because by the time I go to bed is the time my mum wakes up for work. Yeah. So, but a couple hours before, like, my cousins are up and stuff, so I call them usually. My auntie used to say this quote where it was just like, what life is this? All of you are spread around the world. Like, what is this life? And it actually is. Like, what is this life? Like, what will spread out? Like, why can't we all be in one space together? Like, that's my dream, to have everyone in one space. But it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult.
If only we could all be in one space and also all still be pursuing our dreams and also all be like, if only we could all live our best lives in one space. Like when I was at home in December, one of my friend, like my why are the words I swear I'm normal.
You know when you
That you had you
know when
This is bullying.
This is not bullying. You was the
Anyways, I was saying, one of my group of friends and I made this joke when I was home in December that, like, guys, okay, cool. We have about 10 years. After 10 years, everyone needs to pick a city, and that's what we're settling. We're not doing this ish beyond 35. We're settling after that. Everyone pick a city, pick a suburb. Are we going to be in Houghton? Are we going to be in Sojourn? Are we going to be in Sanson? Pick. And I'm so with it. Everyone has T minus 10 years to pursue your dreams. After that, make enough money to move back. We're tired. Every day I only see my friends like once a year, if that, or twice a year, and it's not all of them. And even still, like, you see people and you see them and it's only for like a lunch or a sleepover or for a party, because you don't have the time to just be seeing everyone every single day. Do you get what I mean? And when we go home for holidays, we're only home for like a couple of weeks. So it's so stressful. It's so stressful maintaining.
Stressful, sad, all
heartbreaking.
above. Yeah.
And it's a very painful thing to contend with, knowing that you're always going to be missing someone. I feel like the lives that we live are very privileged, that we've been able to find home in different places and we've been able to build community in different places, and that is a gift. Everywhere that you are, you're going to be missing people. You know, when I'm here, I miss my people at home. When I'm at home, I miss some people here. Not a lot, but the ratios aren't the same.
What's that song? You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair. You're gonna miss me everywhere. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Can you do the cup thing?
I used to, you know.
We did it at camp. It was so sick. It was so sick. It was so sick.
Actually, we should try it.
Yeah.
Do we have plastic cups?
I think we do. We can try it. But so yeah, and I think for me it's kind of the same. So for you, you said like obviously your best friend's a priority, and it's harder for you to manage relationships in Iran. For me, most of the people that I have a close enough relationship that we like call and everything are in Johannesburg, some in Cape Town, and then so for me it's like Johannesburg, Cape Town, but that's all one time zone. And then it's with my close family, like obviously like my parents, we speak very frequently throughout the week. My best friend and I speak quite frequently. So my grandma and I speak frequently. So it's just, I guess these things kind of sort themselves out as far as like the priority relationship, so to speak, versus the ones that are like more calm, more like, even if we only speak twice a year, it's okay.
Yeah.
And you kind of just have to make peace with that. I think another thing that having long distance, bless you,
Thank you.
having long distance friendships has taught me is you kind of have to try harder at like maintaining relationships and also like expressing certain love languages, because like for instance, I am an acts of service girly down. I'm also a physical touch girly. I also like, I love spending quality time with people, etc., right? But then you move halfway across the bloody world, you don't have the privilege of expressing these love languages in your friendship that much anymore. I mean, your quality time is now FaceTimes. Your act of service, I don't even know what you can do for an act of service by long distance. Maybe ordering someone a sweeps out. Sweeps out is a house cleaning service in South Africa. Maybe you can order someone that, but like even you know what I mean, like your active service become more gifting things, because you have to like pay to give people things because you're not there to do the service yourself. For physical touch, forget about it. So really all you have are like words of affirmation and quality time via FaceTime. And I'm not a big words of affirmation girl, but moving has definitely made me a bigger words of affirmation girl, because I quickly realized that it was one of my only like ways left that I could remind the people in my life that they are special to me and that I love them. So I guess that's another thing to just bear in mind as well if you are trying to pick up and start your life elsewhere. It's just like, don't forget that or neglect those relationships because it's maybe not a way of expressing love that you're used to, if it's people who matter to you that much. Do you know what I mean? Like, it takes a bit of work, but it's not impossible, like genuinely. And I think we both still have our best friends from home. are very close friends. Like that, it doesn't disappear.
One of my friends, bless her, she fell out with one of her friends. And I was saying, oh my gosh, I'm so, because I was genuinely upset for her. And then she was like, it's like if this ever happened to you and Naya. And I was like, and then she went, and she was like shook. I was like, and she was like, what happened? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah.
Don't speak such into existence.
Don't do that.
What nonsense are you speaking?
By the way, I love this girl. I know what she was trying to say, but for me, the idea of it, like, if that ever happened, I would drop dead. I'd drop dead. At this point, me and my best friend have been friends for 12 plus years.
That's long.
I would drop dead. Like, she's literally a part of me. Like, I would actually... Oh my god.
She's still in your life. Don't worry.
Ooh.
Come back.
Now, like, I don't know if I told her, but I was just like, never.
That's so special, man. Moving will change you. It'll change you. It'll force you to grow up. Sometimes it can be really scary, and I've been through that as well with close friends, best friends, etc. Of like, oh, this person is growing in a way that is not necessarily congruent to the way that I am growing.
Yeah.
And it's really scary because you're like, oh, what if our common ground or the things that used to bond us are disappearing? But I guess part of loving someone and committing to doing life with someone is that they then just kind of become like your family.
So I have like a group of friends from my old university.
Yeah.
Akos, Sandra and Tamika. If we're including the men, there's only one man, Benjamin. The rest I don't speak to. But it's also hard. Like at the beginning, I was like, oh, I should speak to them more, I should message them more. But we're all in like such different areas of our life. Like one person's getting their like second situation law degree and trying to become a lawyer and finishing that off. The other person's married, the other one has a kid, the other one's moved and is moving back to London, the other one's, I don't know, living in Portsmouth. Like it's crazy. Like things are different, people have different lives, and I think it also gives me like some comfort knowing that they're also busy, because it's like, okay, now we understand how life can get so hectic and how stressful it is for all of us to also keep in touch.
Yeah.
I wish I could spread myself out. I really wish I could, but
it's hard.
It's really hard. But I do look for people who understand the situation I'm in, and thankfully majority of them do.
So I have a question for you. What did our friendship teach you about friendship? And this is not meant to be an ego boost thing. I think it could be valuable for people who are considering starting lives or just like trying to make friends as an adult. I think we're a good example of that. We met as adults. We come from completely different cultures and places. We found a new place and a new space to birth a friendship that's now been going on for 3+ years, and we don't intend for it to end. What do you think that has taught you about friendship?
You've taught me to be more present. There's certain things that I think you find really like important, and certain things I think one example I can give is like, if I'm with Pateka, she wants me to be with her. Like, she doesn't want me to do 1,000 multitasking things in front of her while she's there. And I think that's
quality time.
There's been so many. Actually, maybe I count 3 times where she's gotten pissed off at me for not being present. But it's
a little bit high maintenance, just small.
And no, but I think it's also because we grew up so different. Like, I grew up in a very chaotic, like, my family is really amazing, but they're quite chaotic. Like, my family will be doing 1,000 things. We'll be at dinner, around a dinner table, one person shouting with the other one, other person on the phone, other person running back and forth, kid running on the table whilst people eat. Like, very strange. Whereas I think you have probably a more, like, calmer situation. Mm-hmm. So I think it taught me to be more present with people. And if you're like my brother, like, one thing that Sahan does that I don't like is that he will literally put his iPhone on the table whilst he's eating. He has to watch something, and I hate it when my brother does that. I hate it. Sahan, I love you so much, but I hate it when you do that, because it doesn't, especially when I go home.
Yeah, because the time you have is already so finite and so small. Now, how are you going to be watching freaking Game of Thrones?
No, actually, that is Sahan, and if you see him do that, you're gonna laugh. But basically,
I relate to the having to watch something when you eat, but never with people.
No, but that's what's never with me. He still has to do that. But you've taught me, because I've grown up around that, you've taught me to be more present, and it's made me love spending time with people, especially over dinner, more. So I thank you for it. Even though, like, in the beginning I was like, oh, this is stressful, like, am I going to be able to keep her around if I can't, like, give her like my attention, but I just enjoy being in your presence so much. And no, honestly, and like I think, I don't know if you've taught me anything, but you've taught me that good people also exist. I think it was so hard. I'm not trying to get emotional, but it was so hard in our first year. It was so hard in our first year that like you guys had the last episode where our camera situation and stuff happened.
Yeah.
I literally thought this girl was going to be like, so sorry, Sahar, you're going to have to pay 50%. Like, I genuinely was like, I'm going to be alone. But she did things that she didn't have to do. And it didn't even, that wasn't even as a friend. You just showed me how you were as a human being. You've taught me how to be serious, stand my ground, but also be good. Just because you're being serious and like standing your ground and wanting what you want doesn't mean you're not a good person. Because so many people expect you to have such a happy face and such a presence, and it's like, no, I love you. And it just reminded me of what I have back home. Like, my godmother is like this. She's very like firm in what she says, but she has the kindest heart. You've taught me how to be good, but also be good to myself. And as a friend, you've taught me how to be present in my friendships.
Thank you, Aziza.
You're welcome.
That's so lovely. Guys, I steal Farsi words from her all the time. This is also another fun part of our friendship.
So
is how
do
much
I.
lingo we've stolen.
Yeah. Guys, the word yo, wow. I love it so much. And like
So fitting for everything.
I think one time I said that in front of Nana and I was like, oh, you're South African, yeah? And I was like,
Call me an influencer.
It's just such a, you just need that word. You
Yo.
just need that word. I just hope it doesn't get colonized, the modern day colonization.
I really hope it doesn't. But I think I met you, I became friends with you, and Sahar will always, like, you can tell she carries her people with her everywhere she goes. She carries her ancestry with her. She carries her culture with her and everything. And it's effortless. It's in like the small choices she makes, whether it's like jewelry she wears, tops she wears, things she says. I tease her for this, I really do. But like, we'll be in the most random place in the world. She's like, reminds me of Iran. Reminds me. And I'm like, my dear, it's not everyday nostalgia. It's not everyday nostalgia. Like, this is just a building. There's nothing Iranian about this building. Like, she wants to tie everything back to home. And even though I will continue to tease you about that because I think you're dramatic with it, I do love how you like, she like effortlessly is comfortable. And you don't shrink that aspect of yourself no matter which room you are in. But like, I think you've just reminded me to like, no man, that version of you that you are in Johannesburg, bring her here. You don't have to code switch all the time.
No,
I think that's it. It's the reminder that I don't have to code switch all the time. Because I also just grew up going to very white predominant schools, and like, you get used to code switching, But like, you don't switch. Your codes are always dialed in.
My codes are dialed in.
If people don't like it, go to another room.
Fuck off, mate. That's so sweet. If you've taken that from me, I've taken the other thing from you is like, be more present, be more serious. Like, if you're going to start something, finish it. If you're saying you're going to do something, I mean, more and more time I'm like this, but sometimes when I know something very well, like the back of my hand, I'm like, if I'm not doing it in this hour, I'll do it in another hour. But for example, if you're telling someone you're going to do it now, the other person is waiting on you. You don't know what the other person is thinking of or planning to do in the next hour. Yeah. Like, for example, like, I think I've learned to be more reliable and present, and I think you've kind of learned to have more grace. And I think that's such a beautiful way to meet in the middle.
That's a great exchange of
Right?
values. I agree. You know, what's the next segment, Sahar?
What have you been watching recently?
We watched Sinners, guys.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
It's fine. I want to talk about it.
I completely
I want to talk about it. We watched Sinners. Let's get the good stuff out of the way. Ryan Coogler, you're very, very smart. Very talented director.
Ryan Coogler.
Excellent stuff. Michael B. Jordan, I could never get bored watching you perform. You did your thing. Hey, I'm going to forget all the cast's names, but the woman who played, what's her name? Smokes.
Yeah,
Love of his life,
So
and the baby
beautiful.
mama. Please, I'm going to put her name here. You're stunning. You're a phenomenal actress. We stand.
So that boy with the voice, Sammy. Sam.
8.
Somebody.
What did
he say? Somebody say me.
Yeah, like, well done. And it was beautiful. Like,
Blown away.
the cinematography was beautiful. Oh, and they had a woman as a cinematographer.
Yes, she went to
ate that.
AFI.
Oh my goodness. Like, beautiful film piece of art.
Listen, there was a oneer in there. And at first,
The dance scene.
the way I was like, is he gonna do it? Wait, he's doing it. Wait, okay, wait. Oh my god, this is so good. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Listen,
Damn.
and we have all these stupid fucking directors in the industry making shit ass films when Ryan Coogler needs to actually be cloned.
I'm screaming.
And
Not
duplicated.
cloned. I'm sure. No, here's the tea. He doesn't need to be cloned. There are a lot of black, brown, etc. directors in this industry that just aren't being funded. They're
really
money.
not, guys.
And I really hope a lot more studios, companies, independent financiers, etc. see more films like this as an example that, like, guys, just invest in us.
I'm so happy Ryan Coogler got to tell this story.
It was so...
He wrote it, he directed it. It's so close to him and so close to his community. It talks about so many things.
Yeah.
Whereas I think I was a bit I've lost hope because I've seen a lot of Americans, white folks, try and tell other community stories for them. For example, Argo, if we're talking about Iran, and American Assassin, if we're talking about Iran, and the Middle Eastern community or Muslim community. Like, unfortunately, reclaiming wasn't really there for me. It's graspable for me. I don't know, is that a word? Reachable for me, and to see other people do it. So now seeing Ryan Coogler do this, or Rami Youssef do this and stuff like that, I'm like, wait, okay, things are being claimed back. Maybe the white people will step back now.
Different American filmmakers who want to tell stories about the African diaspora, all stories set in different African countries, but then you want to tell it yourselves, and you don't want to have African and from whatever country or whatever culture that you're trying to speak of. You don't want them to be the writers. You don't want them to be the directors. You don't want them to be the producers. You just want to film there with your own people and your own behind the scenes and your own above the line talent, and then dip and then think it's representation. It's not.
You're just taking up space that you're not supposed to take up.
It's not. So Jay, I agree with you that I love those aspects of the story. I think he did a great job. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. If you are a person who is spiritually sensitive, and I'm not trying to be all woo, I mean whether that is founded in Christianity or whatever your faith might be, I'm a very spiritually sensitive person. I clock things, and the older I get, I clock things more. And I was clocking a lot in that film. I couldn't tell you. She actually saw my emotional journey in the film, because at the beginning, I was kicking. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. I was cracking jokes.
She was clapping. I was like, shh.
I was having the time of my life. Genuinely, I was gassed. This is a cool film. And then something, it's like my soul responded emotionally before my brain knew what was going on. And I think it was just, there's a lot of symbolism in this, there's a lot of spiritual references in this, there's a lot of intertextuality in this, and it's deep. I genuinely did not know what to do with myself, and I was like, is this terror, is this fear? Because it's not a horror film, it's not scary, but it's I think the combination of the thriller elements of it and the brutality of the whole vampirism, and then also the pain of well, it's not set in times of slavery, but it's they're sharecroppers at the time, and just the pain of that time in history for African American people, also then layered with how much West African symbolism and references and displacement and being stolen from your natural homeland is layered in there as well. And there's a lot of centuries of pain. And the thing that was also tugging at my strings a lot was there's a huge amount of questioning of what freedom is and at what cost. And genuinely, as Black people, we grapple with that so much in different generations of the price that we have paid, the blood that has been shed in the name of freedom. Obviously previous ancestors, not me, or parents' generation and above, in fact. And for me, as a woman who grew up in South Africa, guys, please, apartheid only ended 30 years ago, okay? I live with breathing examples of what it took to fight for freedom, okay? Well, I used to live. And how do you feel free in a world that is not
built
for you?
Yeah, built for you, yeah.
Or in a country that's not built for you. And and then obviously has layers of faith, because in certain faiths it's well, we are not of this world, so that is why it feels so stifling and so oppressive. And there's just a lot. We have to really wrap this podcast up. We've been yapping for a while.
But before this ends, I wanted to say because obviously I did my thesis and it's short and it's made and everything, screening tomorrow, but at one point I did try writing another film which was talking about Iranian horror, because it's a genre we haven't experienced. We see horror through such Christianity points of views. But guys, I tried tapping into that. immediately stopped. Even though I knew that if I made this, it would be sick, I couldn't do it. I was scared shitless.
Literally.
I couldn't do it.
And that's the thing, it's a very powerful gift and how you use it.
Exactly, and that's why I
How you
said
use
that.
it. So, anyways,
Anyway.
guys, shout out to Sinners.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think that's it. We need to go now. Again,
Yeah.
apologies if the lighting goes south. We really wanted to film today for you guys. So, and you have to give us grace. This is our first season. We're going to make mistakes and stuff. But don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Share it on WhatsApp.
Share it on Insta. Share it on TikTok. Share it in your DMs.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Have
you
a
for
good
watching.
day.